Hi, welcome back to PR Tech Talk. In this episode we're going to continue on the project that we did last time, and that was making a UART project on the STM32C0 using the low-level drivers to save on some of the memories that are on the device. In this episode we're going to do the similar project but using the HAL drivers instead. And also using the non-blocking version of the drivers with using the interrupts because that is the normal way to do it, more or less. So we're going to make the project from CubeMX, and in the end we are also going to see what memory footprint the both versions had with both the low-level drivers and the HAL drivers, to see if it's worth the while to use the low-level when you have memory constraints. So let's go. So here we have the STM Cube IDE, and I have now changed to dark mode. Let me know in the comments below if this is easier to read or see in the screen, or if it's more difficult. Then I can change back to the other mode instead. So to make a new project here, we are going to make new STM32 project as normal. The target selector has started, so I know which board I'm going to use. So I'm going to use the Nucleo. And this is the board that I'm using, the C0. You can use whatever board you have on your desk. Need to give it a name. And then hit finish. Great, so now we're going to change the LED, just by preference. And we can also notice that these PA2 and PA3 are not populated yet. They are gray, but they will change colors when we enable the UART. So first of all, we go under Trace and Debug and enable the SVD, the Zero Wire Debug Interface. Like so. And now we go on Connectivity and we select UART 2 and asynchronous communications, and there you see the pins enabled there. And we also enable the UART2 interrupt, which is the interrupt we're going to use that in this project. Under Project Manager we can go under Advanced Settings and just verify it's using the HAL drivers in this application. We are done, so we can go with Save, and it compiles all the files for us needed in this project. That is done, so now we can go under Drivers, STM32C0XX HAL drivers. We open that one also, and in the source folder there we have this file called STM32C0XX HAL UART.c. We can just open that so we have it here easily in our browser. We go back to the main C file, and here we are going to first of all put in some of our variables that we're going to use. And we are also going to need a buffer for the received. And I'm only going to give it the size of 1. So it's a very small buffer. Then we're going to go down to our user code begin 2. And that is just after all this initialization code is done. To notice, you have initialized the UART there, and so this is the first place we can put our HAL code. HAL UART transmit, and I press Control space, and you get there. You can just double click that one. So the first parameter it takes is which handler to which UART, and it's UART 2. And which buffer, since we're transmitting, we are using the transmitter buffer. And for the size of buff TX. Is there something wrong there? No, it looks okay. And we're going to make the receive IT for interrupt, the same thing, handler 2, and we're going to have the buffer receive, and we know it is just 1 byte big or small. So what we do in this case, this line is transmitting whatever we have written in the buff TX, and that is connected with a new line and return. And after that, we are going to use the receive, trigger the receive interrupt. So whenever we get a reception on the UART, we will get an interrupt and a callback. So this line will actually do nothing at now. But we can also make something in our while one loop. We can, for instance, have a GPI LED toggle. It's always nice to have something toggle. And for the port, we can go with the LED port pin. And for the GPIO, I just write LED, control space, and it gives me the control pin. And end with a semicolon. And to be able to see what's happening, we need a delay. And we put it on 250 milliseconds. So that is what's going to be handling in the while one loop. That one will run forever. And now we also need to have our callback, and that is the begin for down here. So in this case, we're going to this STM32 HAL UART. And we are going to look for, see if we can find it. There is a lot of UART. Now let's see, HAL UART receive complete callback. We have it here. So we can copy this one, the full string, and go back to our main.c, and we can paste it there. Make sure it says Rx, because if you put TX, you get the interrupt for every transmit, and then something funny happens. So whenever we now received a character on the UART receive, you will happen up here in the callback function. So in the callback function, we need to do two things in this application. We are going to copy what we wrote up here. So we do like this. And we change the order on these two. Okay, sorry for that. So first of all, we enable the new interrupt for the receive, because when we stopped here, we have used that interrupt that we enabled in the very beginning. So what we do here, we enable the interrupt once more for the next character. And what we are doing in this, we are transmitting, and what we're going to change here, we're going to change that we are transmitting back what we just received. So more or less echoing back. It's what we did in the last with the low-level drivers, so just to mimic that one. And it's just one character wide, so we just put it like that. I think I didn't do too many errors. Let's try to compile it. It greets us with 0 errors and 0 warnings. That is fine. And now we can see how much code did we actually use. I can't recall what we had before, but I don't think that's too much, those small lines that we did. So we can go with the debug. So the debugger has started, and here in the live expression, we are going to buff our X. So this is the buffer receive, and we can have a look at this one. It says 0 now, but when we have the program running, it will show the character that we are pushing on the keyboard there. And we also need to have a terminal program. So I have my putty here. Just set the terminal like that. So now if I push run, it will write then connected, but first of all it will get hidden behind this window so we can't see it. So now the project is running. It's gray, so the project is running, so we said connected here. So now if I'm pushing any buttons here, you will see it up here, and it will also echo back on the terminal. So I put an A, you see it's an A there, and it echoed back an A as well. So if I write hello, it says hello. But it seems like it's doing it immediately, but it's sending one character to the UART and then back again. And we can do a small debugging by putting a breakpoint here to see that it's actually true. So if we put a breakpoint in the callback function, and we can reset the terminal to get it blank again. So now it says up here, oh, if I now enter on my keyboard W, for instance, you will see W up here. So that is in the buffer RX. So the UART has received this W, but you can't see it yet because it's stuck here on the receive. We haven't transmitted that one yet. But if I push now the run button, sorry for going away, now we see the W there. Okay, so if we now close this project, then go back to the UART HAL and press build again, we see it's 13.64K used flash. And if we close this project and open up the project that we did last time, And we build that one as well. $7K. So there is some savings to do on the Flash, and the project is doing more or less the same. There are slightly differences, but not much at all. So is it worth using the LL drivers for a space-constrained memory on the device if you have a small memory flash size? Yeah, I would say yes. And the HAL is giving you more flexibility, more easy portability, but it's worth considering using the LL drivers in these cases. If you learned something, please do subscribe. I think it's only 8% that are subscribers. And if you like the video, please hit the thumbs up and also leave a comment if you think that the dark mode is harder to see, or if the normal mode is more easy to see. Or if you would like to see something else in the coming videos, leave a comment below. Hope to see you soon in the coming videos, and as always, stay safe.